to a special holiday edition of the Renew Podcast. I am your host, Kristen Andre, and with me again this week, I have the fantastic Shelby Triick.
Hello.
We are continuing our Girlfriends in Co-hosting Duties episodes, which has been so much fun. So thank you for being with us because it is Thanksgiving week. So we're going to have a short little episode for you guys today, but we are going to be talking all things holiday and holiday traditions. Because it's really interesting to me how many people have holiday traditions that they just like die by. They do them all the time.
Yeah.
And some that they don't. So growing up, let's not even talk about now yet.
Yeah.
Did you have any special kind of holiday traditions growing up? We talked a little bit last week about.
It came up a little bit last week.
Yeah,
we always put Thanksgiving and Christmas together for my in-laws, and somehow, or for not my in-laws, my extended family, my grandparents, cousins, and things like that. And somehow it worked out for both my dad's family and my mother's family to do this, which now as an adult I'm finding is like, whoa, they like both sides of the family, because we weren't all together, but they were all in Kentucky. Like one was in Lexington, one was in Barry. And so 45 minutes between, so we would go back and forth.
Yeah.
But we would do Thanksgiving and Christmas together, and I think even my brother feels the same way. Like it was just such a special holiday. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we just remember it being big family gatherings and just a ton of fun.
Well, you know, I grew up in Georgia, and then before I moved away, I have one brother. I'm the oldest. My cousins are younger than me. They're about 10 years younger. All boys. I was the only girl. So we got together for Thanksgiving. We had the big Thanksgiving meal. We got together and had the big Christmas meal. But my mom's family is Cajun. They're all from Louisiana. So every holiday, the night before was gumbo night. Ooh. We always had gumbo. And so my grandpa, until he passed, he was the gumbo. And gumbo, for those of you guys who aren't Cajun or haven't had gumbo, it looks like swamp water. I mean, let's face it.
It's delicious.
I know, and I didn't eat it for the longest time. I'm vegetarian now, so I ate a little bit of fish, but not much. But I did eat gumbo when I was younger, and it's served over rice. But it is a process.
Yeah.
It is there is roux and there's all kind of stuff, and it is like a day. This is not throwing some noodles on the stove like I am very proficient at. This is truly like a day or two worth of cooking.
Yeah.
And my grandpa would make it. Now the tradition carried on. My uncle is the one in charge who married into the family, which my Uncle Richard, he makes the gumbo now. So I guess the secret recipe was passed down.
Interesting.
I think he's the only one that has a secret recipe. I don't know. Richard, you'll have to let me know. I don't even know if the boys have it yet.
So that's interesting. Ours was around the gathering and like the exchanging of gifts at Thanksgiving, because it was our Christmas, and yours was around the food. But then I'm sitting here thinking, like, at Thanksgiving, at least, if I don't get my green bean casserole, my mashed potatoes, like, I'm all about the vegetables.
All right, so being that it's Thanksgiving week, I'm a side person too, because now I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat turkey.
Yeah.
I did growing up, but I not a lot of it. And then I think I got tired of it, because you guys know when you have Thanksgiving, then you're left with 98 pounds of turkey, and you're having turkey sandwiches and turkey soup and turkey salad for the next month.
Yeah.
So I don't, maybe that's what did it, but I like the side. I'm a side dish person.
I love the sides. And my mother-in-law.
What's your favorite?
I got, green. I have 3.
Okay, green beans.
Green bean casserole.
Okay.
Got to have lots of those crunchy onions on there.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes. I could die in a vat of mashed potatoes, let's just face it.
I think I probably could.
And then my mother-in-law has this, it's called cheesy potatoes. And
I'm sold.
I actually bought her a casserole dish that's engraved on the side that says Joyce's Cheesy Potatoes, because like we've written songs about it. My brother-in-law is a musician.
That's funny.
We've written songs about it. We like crave it every time.
Joyce, if you could pack me up a
a
package,
little
Ziploc container of the cheesy potatoes.
We all fight over the cheesy potatoes.
You would have to.
Yeah.
Well, it's, we didn't have we had hash brown. I guess it's called Texas potatoes, which is the like the hash brown potato casserole with a bunch of cheese, and it's got the cornflakes, buttered cornflakes on the top.
That's what this has cornflakes.
I can make that. It's
cornflakes, diced potato.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think what we're learning here is that about any way that you can spin a spud, I'm going to enjoy it. If
you spin a spud, put butter and cheese on it, I am there. Because I'm not, what's funny when we think about like Thanksgiving and the traditional stuff, people always worry about me, even, not even on holidays, but they're like, well, what are you going to eat? Like, just, you don't eat meat. What do you, they think is this anomaly.
Yeah.
I'm not like this big, I'm honestly not like a big tree hugger, animal rights person. It's more, I just didn't like it. So I just quit eating it. I eat a little bit of fish, but like on holidays and everything, people are like, well, are you going to have something to eat? I'm like, girl, you just give me the sides and I'm good all day long. Because I'm a salty person way more than sweet. I'm not a sweet person. I will forego the desserts to have extra cheesy potatoes.
Yeah.
Joyce, I'm counting on you, man.
So the pandemic, the last couple of years, so we had my family Thanksgiving growing up. There were a number of years, after, the grandparents pass away or otherwise, and, you don't do those traditions anymore. And then that's sad.
Yeah.
And then, I marry into this family, and my sister-in-law, who lives up in Nashville, Tennessee, her in-laws host Thanksgiving, and I kind of refer to it as orphan giving, because they're like, it's their family, and then they're like, and whoever else. And like I said, my brother-in-law and his sister are both in the music industry, so it tends to be a lot of.
So they won't notice if I show up?
Maybe not.
Okay.
We'll just slide you in.
I'm by myself.
But they, like, my mother has gone up with us. Like my sister-in-law that lives here, her family's come up. It's just kind of a come one, come all, and which is honestly like what Thanksgiving is about.
That's what I was about to say. Isn't that the point of Thanksgiving?
So I've really missed that the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing it this year for reasons that everybody can probably assume. But what they do is they'll make the turkey. Okay. And then everybody brings a side. So I make a side, Ryan brings a side, and we just have all these sides. So like Brussels sprouts, all of the salads, and I could just keep going. So
you just said Brussels. You've got Brussels and cheesy potatoes.
I mean,
I have found my Thanksgiving mecca.
Yes. It's on a farm, like in the middle of Franklin, Tennessee. So like we're outside playing hedge apple games, and like it has become one of the most special things. So I'm stomping my feet like a 5-year-old until we can do it again. I understand why we're not doing it.
That's the whole point of the holidays, especially with Thanksgiving. I don't have my children on Thanksgiving, which is, so the last several years, I haven't really celebrated Thanksgiving. I haven't done anything. Last year, I went down to Florida, and I got to see my aunt, and we went down we took the boat down to the Keys. Very traditional Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
So I visited my aunt and uncle and cousins, and we took the boat down, and we did have a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, but it was at a restaurant, and it was fantastic because it was the Keys. It's a beach. I'm happy. Yeah. So, I think part of Thanksgiving to me, and I've learned this the last several years, it's what you're thankful for and what you make of it. Mm-hmm. It's wherever you are. Because since I am the kind of the nomad for Thanksgiving, I loved it growing up where we had all of us together and all the cousins and everything, but everybody's moved away.
Yeah.
So like a lot of families, my family of origin, we've lost that. We don't have really a big Thanksgiving anymore. The cousins will get together, or we will, and we're just kind of all
I think my family's kind of gotten absorbed into other people's traditions, which is good, but then we also have to, like, if we're talking about, holidays and traditions, like, we've kind of had to carve out a little space for us too, like in the Perkins family, and how we get together and what's meaningful for us as we get kind of absorbed into other people's traditions, just because like the family that my brother married into is larger, the family I married into is larger.
Yep.
And so there's just more people around.
Well, and you want to continue. Yeah, you want to continue
kind of a small
to
group
expand.
now. Us little Perkin pod.
Right. Well, it's even with the Andre girls, they're going to the Andre house, and they have a lot. My ex-husband is the youngest of 4. They're all married. They all have kids.
Yeah.
There's grandkids. There's great grandkids now. So it's my nephews have kids now that are 5 and 6. I think 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. So it's a big. I think the last couple of years they even had to rent a space. We weren't even fitting in Grandma's house anymore.
Oh my gosh!
Which is so much fun for the girls. So I love that tradition for them. Which is honestly why. Like, I don't mean to sound like I complain about not having the girls. I love that they get to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I love those traditions because I remember all of it. And half of it's around the food. I mean, the cheesy potatoes. We're not gonna lie.
Spinning the spud.
But a lot of times it's the people that you're around, because so many times, and this is what's interesting to me, I've always wondered, we do this at Thanksgiving, we get together and we see all the people, but I wonder how many families don't see each other between them. Like, are you only seeing these people at Thanksgiving?
Well, so that for me, that was kind of growing up.
I hate that for people, if they're truly relationships that you want to cultivate.
Yeah. I mean, I think that all of us could do a better job of being more intentional around seeing family.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my mother's in Marietta, but sometimes that seems like it's 3 hours away instead of 45 minutes. And from where I live in Atlanta, but
it depends on the Atlanta traffic.
Yeah, it depends on the
Could
traffic.
be.
You know, but it's also a matter of taking it for granted. And I think all of us, you know, I find myself, I'm like, oh my, it's mid-November.
Yeah.
What happened?
Right.
You know, so that's something that Ryan and I have talked about. You know, where can we be more intentional about seeing family, going up to Ohio, going to Tennessee to see his sister, you know, or friends that are up there. I mean, whatever, however you define family. I think sometimes family is blood, and sometimes family is what you choose and, you know, surround yourself with. So,
but we talked about that last week.
Family looks like
the people bringing us energy is being able to expand on that. And if the people that you see in Thanksgiving, you're like, oh my gosh, how do we never get together more often? You know, I hate this. We should then make a plan to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the new tradition. Maybe you have Thanksgiving in July. It's kind of a midway point. So I'm curious. I mean, do you have any other like family traditions or things, whether not just Thanksgiving, but the whole year? Are there any other holidays that you guys just love?
I'm trying to, I don't know.
Because I talk about this a lot, you know, not just personally, I talk about this with a lot of my clients, is the Thanksgiving, Christmas, they kind of all, it's kind of the 6 weeks of just everything mushed together, if you will. So with my clients, I always talk about what's a holiday you can embrace that kind of brings out your personality, that can be your thing. Because I want, you know, I want people to stand out. I'm big on finding your uniqueifier, what makes you different. So professionally, I push a lot of my private clients into, let's find your thing. Let's find your holiday. And I have one advisor client who happens to work with a lot of widows. He does a Valentine brunch every year. And then think about it, because you're widow. You don't have, but he does this big brunch and he invites all the women that he knows, and they've formed great friendships. And this is a male advisor, but they've formed great friendships from that. And that's just his holiday that he loves to pour into other people. And I have some people that love to celebrate 4th of July. And so, you know, I don't know.
So I would say my holiday is Thanksgiving. The food, I like lots of people, varied people around, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then I think the other big holiday in my family, and even for myself, is July 4th. Like, I love celebrating July 4th. My nieces come, and my brother and my mother come to the lake house, and we all get there. We go out on the boat, see fireworks on the water. Like, I love the memories that we make at that time. And, like,
is it the holiday or is it the people with you in the memories?
It's the gathering.
Okay.
But then there's also the external part of it, because, like, everybody's shooting off fireworks. Like, if I got them together and had like a fake 4th of July, like, we'd go out on the lake and there'd be no fireworks.
You know, you can order fireworks. It happens.
Well, I could order them for myself, but like, it's magical.
It wouldn't be a big thing.
It's magical when you go out on the lake. I mean, it's a privilege to be able to go out, but we go out on the lake, and I mean, there's fireworks in every direction, and it's just so beautiful. When the weather's good. So that's probably my other. And then I've gotten us all flag shawls that they wear, so they come prepared to dress up. They've got their, like, I've got my unicorn, you know, July 4th tank top. They've got their cat unicorn tank tops, and I mean, they all come ready with their glasses.
So this is a theme.
It's a thing, yeah.
So I don't have a holiday. I need to find a holiday.
Come from July 4th.
I may come from July 4th, but I want to own a holiday. I don't know.
Now I've oversold it.
I am open to suggest. I know. I'm so. Guess where I'm going to be next?
The breed loves are usually. I already know how doing the same thing at their house.
I know how to get there. I jump in on y'all's lake parties a lot.
Come on.
But I'm there. So aside from 4th of July, which Shelby owns, I need a holiday. So I'm curious for the people listening. I don't know. What do you, when you look at Kristen, what holiday stands out to you? Because I feel like this 2020 was supposed to be my year of fun.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
I don't drink beer.
You're the gold at the end of the rainbow, dude.
Oh, look at you. How sweet. But I don't drink beer. And don't you have to drink beer on St. Patrick's Day? A little leprechaun. I'm not tall, so that works. But
there you go.
I don't know if anybody'd call me good luck. But owning a holiday, I think, would be fun. Like, we have a couple friends that do theme parties. And, you know, 2020 went away, my year of fun. So maybe 2022 is going to be my year of fun. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I'd like to own a holiday.
Is there one that you love? Memorial Day, Labor Day?
There's really not. There's really not. And I think it's because I've never really taken time to. I don't know that it's
New
Easter.
Year's.
I don't want to take Easter away from Jesus, because, I mean, that whole moving the stone, everything, that's a big deal. We're going to let Jesus have Easter, because he deserves that.
Easter.
But I don't know what my holiday would be. Like, I dressed up on Halloween a few weeks back.
Yeah.
For the first time in years. I mean, normally I would throw my witch's hat or my 80s attire, which, basically we all have in our closet.
Yeah, that's like Tuesday.
But I legit dressed up. I had two costumes, uniforms. Maybe this is why I'm not good at holidays. I call them uniforms. No, I did my superhero one night. Well, but both superheroes. I was Black Widow I got the wig.
It was
and everything.
amazing.
It was so cool. But here's what I learned. Thank you.
Apparently, you need to be a redhead.
Apparently, I need to be a red. So I had a red wig. So I decided to go old school Black Widow, like the first movie. And I was like, I love superheroes. So that first night I was Black Widow. The second night I was a Ninja Turtle. But that was like Ninja Turtle jammies, and I was just tired by then, so I needed comfort. But I ordered the fantastic, like, cosplay, really nice, luxurious thing. And I ordered it from overseas. Not having ordered from overseas before, I did not realize that I probably needed to size up. And so while it fit, I almost had to dislocate an entire shoulder to get into the costume. It looked good once I got it on. And my kids are looking at me like, you better not have to go to the bathroom because it's going to take you 10 minutes to get back into that. So I may have been a little dehydrated on Halloween because I was a little scared. But the costume was so cool. Like I felt like a superhero. I did not carry guns in it. My kids would not let me carry my guns with me. And I was like, dang it.
That's very depressing.
I know. I just couldn't. It would have been cool. But apparently you're not supposed to carry guns trick-or-treating. But it was fun. I did that. And I was like, okay. And I was telling Mia, I said, I could do Halloween. Like, we could do a big Halloween bash. And because I had fun.
Well, and you had like
dressing
4
up.
Halloween parties. Like, I remember somebody said, oh, are you coming to ours tomorrow? And you're like, where is it? When? I'll be there. I'm coming. I'm going to.
Yeah, because
I was like, okay, we're doing Halloween.
I think what it was is that was the first time I had dressed up in, I don't know how many years. Because, raising kids, you always go into the kids. And I've never really had a Halloween party to go to. My ex-husband didn't like to go to parties. He is, if you take introverted and then go to the introverted side of introvert and then introvert that a bit, that was him. So we didn't go to a lot of parties. But I had so much stinking fun dressing up this year. So whoever needs someone to go to a Halloween party with next year, let me know. I will start working on my costume now. But maybe it's
your holiday. There's a great Halloween party in Napa.
I'm in.
You've seen the pictures of us.
I know. You just combined Halloween and wine.
And it's at a castle.
I take back what I said about mac and cheese being my mecca. I have now found it, Napa Halloween.
It's amazing.
I think that would be fantastic.
Like, all of us were Alice in Wonderland. We went as a group thing.
I saw those pictures.
Alice in Wonderland, and the next year we were Gilligan's Island. I went as the shipwreck.
But I think that's the fun thing with holidays, with the shipwreck.
I was the shipwreck.
Shocking.
So shocking.
Typecast. No. But I thought it was unique. With holiday, it is unique. But I think that's the thing with holidays is creating memories and creating things that stand out. I'm big on finding your uniqueifier. What's different? And I feel like for so many of us, and I am so guilty of this, we just let holidays come and go without really thinking about what does this mean? What traditions are we upholding? What do we, who are we honoring from the past? Who are we honoring that's a new part of our present and our future? But I also think it gives us an opportunity to be creative and be ourselves and create some memories. Because I've said this before, there's so many things I regret about, my kids, and not my kids, but bringing up my kids, is I feel like I was so busy doing life and like providing and doing all that stuff that I didn't create all the memories. And that's where, like, okay, even, in my 50s, that's my goal, is let's use holidays and every day to create some memories. That's what it is. Like, I'm not a things person.
Nah, I like me some things.
But you get yourself the things.
Yeah, I get myself the things.
And
I don't want to be disingenuous, though.
No,
I like the things.
If you buy her things, she's not going to be upset.
But I want the experiences. Like, I want the trip. Yeah. I want the together time. I want that.
Experiences are a big deal. A big, big, big deal.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like, I'm headed in this chapter in this season of my life is creating more of those experiences. And holidays are a great way to do that because it does bring people together. And not that we need an excuse to create an experience, but I think, maybe that's the goal. Maybe I'm going to pick a couple holidays. I like the Halloween thing. Halloween's there's a lot of people doing Halloween things.
Since we just went through Halloween, like when you ask like favorite holidays, I'm like, well, I like the candy holidays. which, I mean,
I'm
Easter.
not a candy person.
Easter,
I'm still back to the cheesy potatoes.
I know Easter Jesus and all that, but Easter's kind of my candy holiday too.
Oh.
But Halloween for sure.
I think we've got to look at, there's some obscure holidays, and for our private community, our Renew community that we have, I always post every month like a list of all the obscure holidays.
You should
like
adopt Donut Day.
Donut Day. Is there? I bet there's a cheesy potato day.
Krispy Kreme is vegan, so.
Well, it's a Krispy Kreme. They put crack on those things. I don't even know about that. And have you seen? There's a Krispy Kreme. There's a stadium near St. Louis and I'm sure other places that they use Krispy Kreme as the bun for a burger.
Okay, no, can we just talk about something that I saw yesterday and now I can't have it because they sold out immediately? Was Reese's peanut butter cups came out with a pie-sized version.
I heard about that.
And I'm like, how was that not a thing?
Does it have a graham cracker crust?
Who cares?
Because I could be
it's
convinced
chocolate.
to try it.
It doesn't matter. It could just be chocolate.
You're the sweet one. See, I'm salty. Yeah, I'm not a sweet person.
I'm not the sweet one.
You know what's interesting now that you bring that up? A lot of the bigger holidays do center around food, and I don't know if because food, breaking bread, and that whole thing about bringing families and people together over breaking bread. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if Reese's has done a really good job at advertising or what.
Doesn't Lisa Washington talk a lot about that? I mean, providing for sustaining, giving, of food and sharing.
And she, our friend Lisa, who's been on the show, Washington, she is an incredible chef. She's a wonderful life coach. She's all things. I don't think there's a thing this woman can't do.
Really
but
not.
She has, she's very big. She uses food as a way to reach out and to touch other people. And I will tell you, her food is magical.
It's good.
She did a meditation retreat a few
weeks ago.
Just
watching her make food is magical.
I know. She's frequently on, she does a segment on Fox 5 here in Atlanta. She does a lot of segments. But she did a meditation retreat. Oh my gosh, was it a month ago?
Yeah, it was the
I literally, that was some of the best food I've ever had. It was beautiful. So I do think, holidays center around food and family and friends. Food, family, and friends.
Food, family, and friends.
But maybe we need to find some other holidays and find some other reasons. Not that we need a reason, but intentionally figure out how we could bring those things together, the food, family, and friends, to create something new. Something magical, more magic.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. The experiences are everything. The experiences are what it's all about.
Yeah.
Gifts are nice.
I mean, that's what my nieces are going to remember about July 4th. They're if I was to be morbid and think, Shelby's gone tomorrow, they would remember July. I feel very confident that they would remember being out on the boat, the laughing, the tattoos that we, the little rub-on tattoos that we stick on, the glow in the dark, decorating the boat, swinging in the chair, throwing things. I mean, sure, there's meltdowns, families together for a whole weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. We have meltdowns on Tuesdays.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's like they arrive and it's kumbaya for 5 days. I mean, it's kids, it's tired tummies, it's adults with tired tummies.
I was about to say, were you talking about the kids or were you referring to yourself?
Yeah. Devin comes out. But I mean, I feel very strongly that they would remember that. And Christmas, my tradition with them is that they get a set amount of money and we go shopping. We go to the outlet mall or we go somewhere because I want the experience of them picking something out and I want to spend time with them. So we go on this grand shopping trip. And it's not an exorbitant amount of money, but I feel like they're able to get something meaningful that they want. I'm just not picking and guessing.
Yeah.
And then they get something that just hangs out for no reason.
Well, and that's the thing is I'm not, if you've read Five Love Languages, you've read Five Love Languages, which is, a book, and there's an online assessment you can take to figure out how you like to receive love and how you show love. And there's 5 of them. There's words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, gifts, and acts of service. Those are the 5. Gifts rank up there for a lot of people. Gifts is actually my lowest out of the 5.
Yeah, mine too.
And the 5 is, what's interesting with gifts is I love getting gifts. But one of my friend Matt had said that one time when we were talking about this, he's like, well, yeah, but you could buy yourself the gift. So that's why it's not as important to me. I'm a physical touch and words of affirmation. And I kind of joke, give me a hug, tell me I'm pretty. And we're just fine. But that's really what there's another version of that one too.
I was about to say,
that we won't say on air.
That's the PG version.
That's the PG version. There's another version. But it's, but I think it's important to understand that. So if you're, especially if you or your kids are a quality time person, that trip to go shopping is way more important to you than the gift. And hopefully, if there's somebody that receives that's a quality time person as well.
And I hope my nieces continue to enjoy it because they're getting to the age, 12, 9, where, it's just, angst. And so I'm
girl,
like,
I would like to tell you that angst is going to go away soon.
I know.
But
I remember myself at that age. We're all in trouble.
I was good at that age. My brother was the problem.
No, I was awful.
No, I was too. We all were.
So I'm hoping that they continue to enjoy it, but I'll ask my brother, I'll ask them, and we'll reassess. Because if it's not, like, I don't want to, that's the other thing around holidays that I think sometimes gets me in a funk. Like, I don't like the obligatory crap. Like,
I agree with that. The obligatory crap is
so
is
if
crap.
I'm forcing this on my nieces,
Yes.
and it's like, okay, like, great, Aunt Shelby, can you just give me the money? Like, I don't want to do the shopping. Like, then I'm like, well, then let's reassess what this looks like, because it brings me joy. But if I'm forcing it, I know it sounds silly, forcing someone to shop. But if it becomes a thing where it's like, then like let's reassess.
But that's the whole point of it, is because holidays should not be obligatory. They shouldn't. If you're sitting there, we've got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple days. If you're sitting here listening going, oh my God, I can't believe I've got to go to Aunt Charlotte's house, then don't go to Aunt Charlotte's house. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
But be on, because you know what, if you're in there bitching and moaning and griping, Aunt Charlotte's probably not having fun either.
Yeah.
And sweet little Aunt Charlotte probably deserves to have some fun. So, part of it is figuring out, like, and if you do have to go, if you have one of those families where it is obligatory, my challenge to you and your opportunity for yourself in your life is to really look at how can I approach this holiday season different? Like, so if you are I'm hoping it's a few number, but I'm guessing it may not, but if you are the few of you guys listening that, like, there's a lot of angst around it, maybe shift the focus. Say, what can I do different this year to make it a memory? Because I think it's about a memory.
I think in different years, at different points in my life, different times, there have been holidays. If pick one, where it's like, do we really?
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've had the benefit of people teaching me, holding me accountable, asking me the right questions, where I look back at some of those times and think, like, oh my gosh, if I could have just reframed this a little bit,
right?
Like, it would have been so much more enjoyable for myself and probably those around me. Even though I do a pretty decent job of being good in the moment, but like the lead up to it, sometimes it's just like, if
we
you could
stress ourselves out
if you could
way
just
more
drop me into the day,
Yeah.
then I'm probably a lot better. Like, just airdrop me into the day and I'm good. But then, like, the 2 weeks, 3 weeks before, like, what are we doing? How's it going? Those are the things. So I can think of times in my life, years and years ago, where it's like, golly, I wish I'd had the benefit of what I have experienced now, or like the friendships I have now, where they help me, like, reframe things and like, what can I bring to that day that, like, brings me joy and then probably brings others joy, because the more joyful, the joy
factor. But let's do that. Let's look at this holiday, where if you are listening and are dreading it, start thinking now, how can I reframe this day? What can I do? How can I show up differently than maybe I have in the past, or differently than my mindset is right now? And just try to say, this is going to be good, and what can I do? And I realize there are going to be some people that, say, well, so-and-so is going to be terrible. That, control the controllables. Yeah. It goes back to controlling the controllables. Yeah. You can control how you feel going into that situation. You can control the memories you create for yourself. But I'd sure love everybody to be able to create.
Well, and also do some mind shifts. I mean, I think sometimes I've had a couple of friends talk about the fact that, holidays are landmines of just old wounds being reopened.
Oh, for sure.
And so you can't I don't know. You can do the work. You can try and close those old wounds, but, be realistic. Sometimes those things just don't change. You are going to embody those emotions, and you're placed right back in that place, which I think is another thing that brings people stress. And so how can you reframe it? Or if it truly is something that is just not something, then think about that.
Yeah. And think about where, because it may not be, it may be a situation that you don't need to be in, or you need to reassess whether you attend.
Yeah.
Or focus on the good stuff, the cheesy potatoes.
Yeah.
Because for some people, it's just getting through the holiday. But realize that, and they're also, I want to be mindful and respectful of the people that are spending holidays alone, or are spending holidays without someone, a loved one that they may have lost within the last year. We've had a lot of that happening. And, obviously, I'm praying and sending good vibes for everybody that's in that situation, because I can't imagine. Like, I can't imagine that, for knock on wood, that first holiday after losing a parent or losing a partner or somebody like that. It'd be awful. And so you've been there, and it just, I just want everybody to think about holidays can be so fun. Like we were laughing, and we're going to end on a high note because we definitely have to do that. But, we're laughing, and they can be such good things. And so I want everybody this holiday season, with Thanksgiving coming up, going into Christmas, and whatever fun, funky holiday you want to celebrate going forward, is figure out how you can create an experience or a memory that's going to stick with you.
And try and make it simple. I was just thinking something we do at Christmas that we started doing every year is Christmas crackers. Like,
what is Christmas crackers?
So it's a British tradition.
Oh, the little thingies.
The little things, and then you cross your arms, and the person next to you, and then you pull, and it pops, and toys pop out.
I knew they pop, but I didn't know the crossing arm thing.
You're supposed to do that, but you could probably just do it side to side too.
Okay.
But I think those are tons of fun because there's always a joke inside that's a cheesy dad joke. There's usually puzzles, crowns.
I like dad jokes.
You have to wear your Christmas crown. So I started buying those and getting at Christmas, and we're sitting around the table because inevitably, especially with young nieces, like you're sitting around, having Christmas dinner with my family, and it's kind of like, okay, everybody's bored. They want to go get on their phone or iPad or whatever. And I'm like, no. And then we always end up laughing and having so much fun wearing our crowns and telling our jokes and whatever. So at least it's like 5 or 10 minutes of just silliness at the table.
I think it's awesome. We did.
It's just so much fun.
We had our extended family together a few years ago, rented a house up at Lake Lanier for Christmas, and this pre-COVID, but we had a blast, and we did the adults did a white elephant gift, and it was fun. Now some of us did really normal white elephants, and my cousin Adam lives in Miami. That's it. We got to spend last Thanksgiving with him. Leave it to him to not do the appropriate gift. So, but we still to this day are dying. We had jammies. We all had our footed jammies that we wore. We had a blast. It was so much fun. And actually, I was texting my niece Ashley last night about this. We need to do this again.
Yeah.
And she's like, we need to do a whole house and get the whole family together again because we had a blast. And so we were talking about trying to do that maybe next summer. But maybe make up your own holiday. But I feel like if we can start creating some memories and traditions, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I've got to go to work on mine. I need ideas. You guys drop in the comments. Let us know.
I'm pretty excited about your Halloween party.
I like Halloween, but I feel like I may be a 2-party type of person. Maybe I feel like if we're going to do October, I probably need something in the spring. I wonder if we could do a theme. You think we do a theme party not around the holidays? Because there's a party I've been wanting to have for years.
Do tell.
Because it goes to my favorite novel.
Dress like your favorite Hallmark character party?
Well, that's all. Everyone would be dressed the same. The Hallmark character, the swag should start coming in. Last year, several people that follow me and follow the shows kept sending me Hallmark blankets and socks, and some friends of mine from high school and other people. It was fantastic. I've got all the blankets.
It's just basically
but
a tool belt.
It's not a tool belt and a spruce tree.
Yeah.
No, all right. So we could have a Hallmark movie, but Hallmark is not my favorite novel.
Oh, I know.
My favorite novel is The Great Gatsby. Mm-hmm. And I have always wanted to have a 20s themed party because I think the dresses are really cool.
So maybe that should be your Halloween party.
Maybe that should be, I don't know, maybe that'll be a springtime party. I don't know. We'll have to see. But drop your comments, drop your recommendations in the comments on what holiday Kristen and the Renew podcast should embrace. Maybe we'll do it on the show. We'll do a live broadcast from there. So, Shelby, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Enjoy your traditions, and we'll have you back again next week. But for the rest of you guys, have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, however you choose to celebrate it. And I hope you create some great traditions and some great memories. So I will see you again next week.